Rick off here. Welcome to video number 30 of Rick's Pipe Dream Magnetic Motor Generator Project Series. I have some modifications to the prototype that I'd like to show you at this time. What you see on the floor right now is the slider bar with the pivoting stator mounted to it. And this is a brass hinged lid prop that I used to have attached to the back end of the slider bar. But I have made a change here to enhance the slider bar. And the reason for this is because I wanted to add more stability and rigidity to the mounting of the slider bar. And so what I did was to put this device on the back end of the slider bar. And this is just an aluminum L bracket, and it's very similar. It's almost identical to the one that's mounted up at the front end of the slider bar. Now you will also notice that the slider carriage is removed from the slider bar at this time. And there's a good reason why I've done that. I wanted to remove it so that I could work on the repulsion systems for the carriage movement. And while I'm giving that angle further consideration, I wanted to try some additional experiments. And these would be experiments locking the stator in a stationary position, and instead of moving the stator as I was doing previously, I'm going to attempt moving the rotor magnets, the position of the rotor magnets. And in other words, I'd simulate the same type of movement that I get by moving the stator, but by moving the rotor magnets to different positions. Now, I'm sure you'll be wondering how in the world I'm going to do that on the bike wheel rim, since the magnets are a little bit wider than the rim measurement. There's no room left to move the magnets inward or outward to conduct these type of experiments. However, that problem can be solved, and let me just show you how I intend to do that. First though, a parting shot showing the new slider bar enhancements. We won't be seeing the slider bar again until it's mounted up on the prototype. Now let's take a look at the prototype to show you the changes that have been made to allow the new experiments. Now here's what I've done. In order to achieve a wider rim for the experiments that I'll be doing, I've reattached the Birch Plywood Flywheel. This is the same flywheel that I introduced in video number 17, and I think it was also seen in videos 18 and 19 before it was removed. Of course, that original flywheel was attached to the old bike rim, the old rusty bike rim. And since I discarded the old rim, put this new rim on, I have not, up until this time, reattached the flywheel. But now it is reattached, and this will give me the 4-inch wide base for the rotor magnet experiments, where I want to reposition the magnets inward or outward in relation to the stationary stator. So, like I say, it's just like moving the stator, except the magnets instead are moved, but they will be moved as to their positions on the rim. In other words, I won't be moving the rotor magnets while the rotation is going on. They will be placed in different locations for the experiments, so that they will be moved before each experiment. Now I've also attached these rubber adjustable legs, and this is the same as I have on the other side. The beauty of this prototype stand is that it can be adjusted so that you can orient it in 5 different positions. It can be stood, in other words, in any of 5 different positions. 2 of those positions are horizontal and the other 3 are vertical. With the horizontal positions, I either have the top up or the top down, with the bottom up as I have now. And so this will be my base, as I say, for the new experiments. Now, of course, you're wondering, well, okay, what's he going to do? Attach the magnets? You'll have to glue them down, right? No, I won't. I'll be able to slide them around and position them just as I do on the bike wheel. And that was the reason I chose a magnetic metal for the bike wheel instead of aluminum, so I wouldn't have to glue the magnets down. I could slide them into any position that I wanted. The only problem with the bike wheel was that the only thing I could do is vary the distance between magnets and between magnet groups. However, now I'll be able to do the same thing as that, with the addition that I'll also be able to move the magnets inward or outward on the rim. Now the way that I'll be moving the magnets around with ease, like I did on the bike wheel rim, I'm going to have to attach some metal plates to the wood flywheel. And here's how I'll be doing that. Now what you see here are 3 arc sections. Each one is 3 5/8 inch wide, and this would be less, of course, than the 4 inch wide of the Birch flywheel. And I'll be centering these up on the Birch flywheel. And I wanted to leave a little bit of room on the outside, and on the inside of the Birch flywheel, so that at some point in time I can actually true that up, which will help to balance the wheel. So these pieces of sheet metal, these are actually 16 gauge weldable sheet metal. And they're colored blue because I painted them with a rust-inhibiting paint, rust-inhibiting enamel, to avoid the problem of rust. And from time to time I may need to recoat the upper surface. I've coated it on both sides, but once these are mounted up on the wheel, I can easily remove them. There will be 6 screws holding each section down. Now, just for your information, here is the identification tag on the sheet of welding steel that I used for the arc segments. You can see it's 12 inches by 24 inch, 16 gauge. Now here's the remainder of the sheet metal that I have left from this 12 inch by 24 inch sheet. I can probably make 2 more arc segments if I need them, and of course at some point I probably will, but I think I have enough right now to conduct a few initial experiments